Hi, everyone. When we talk about life on Earth, it is easy to focus on the organisms we can actually see plants, animals, forests, insects. But most of the biological diversity on this planet is microscopic. Microbes exist in nearly every environment we have ever examined soils, oceans, lakes, deep underground, inside your body, frozen ice, acidic hot springs, and even environments once thought impossible for life. And what makes microbes especially fascinating is not just where they live, but how incredibly different they are from one another. Some microbes use sunlight for energy. Some consume dead organic matter. Some survive without oxygen. Some can tolerate boiling temperatures or extreme salt conditions. In this lecture, we are going to explore the incredible diversity of microbial life and examine the major factors that generate that diversity. By the end of this module, you should be able to explain how evolution, metabolism, oxygen tolerance, and ecological specialization contribute to microbial diversity. Microbial diversity exists because microbes have been evolving for billions of years. Over time, mutations introduce genetic variation into populations. Most mutations do very little. Some are harmful, and a few provide advantages under certain environmental conditions. Natural selection then favors traits that improve survival and reproduction in a particular environment. Different environments create different selective pressures. For example, microbes living in hot environments experience very different challenges than microbes living in frozen soil or in the human intestine. Over enormous spans of time, this process produces tremendous biological diversity. One of the reasons microbes are so diverse is because they reproduce quickly and evolve quickly. Their populations can adapt to changing conditions much faster than many larger organisms that reproduce much more slowly. One of the most remarkable things about microbes is the enormous diversity of ways they obtain energy. Plants and animals are actually relatively limited compared to microorganisms. Some microbes use sunlight as an energy source through photosynthesis. Others consume organic matter, breaking down molecules produced by other organisms. And some microbes use inorganic chemicals for energy. These organisms may obtain energy from compounds containing sulfur, iron, nitrogen, or hydrogen. This means microbes can survive in environments where larger organisms could never live. For example, certain microbes near deep sea hydrothermal vents use chemical energy rather than sunlight to support their entire ecosystems. Microbial metabolism is one of the reasons microbes are so important in global nutrient cycling and ecosystem functioning. One of the major factors shaping microbial diversity is oxygen. Some microbes absolutely require oxygen for survival. These are called obligate aerobes. Others are harmed or even killed by oxygen. These are obligate anaerobes. And some microbes are flexible. Facultative anaerobes can grow with or without oxygen and switch between metabolic strategies depending on environmental conditions. Because oxygen availability varies between environments, it strongly influences which microbes can survive in a habitat. For example, oxygen may be abundant near the surface of soil or water, but absent deeper down. This creates different microbial communities in different layers of the environment. So even small environmental changes can dramatically alter which microbes dominate a particular ecosystem. Microbes do not rely only on mutation to evolve. Many prokaryotes can also exchange genes directly through a process called horizontal gene transfer. Instead of inheriting genes only from parent cells, microbes can sometimes acquire genes from completely unrelated organisms. This allows traits to spread rapidly through microbial populations. One extremely important example is antibiotic resistance. A bacterium that evolves resistance to an antibiotic may transfer those resistance genes to other bacteria, allowing resistance to spread very quickly. Horizontal gene transfer accelerates microbial evolution and contributes enormously to microbial diversity. It also creates major challenges in medicine because harmful traits can spread through bacterial populations much faster than we might expect. Although bacteria and archaea are both prokaryotes, they are not the same group. Archaea are evolutionarily distinct from bacteria. At first glance, they may appear similar because both lack membrane bound nuclei, but there are important biochemical differences between them. For example, archaeal cell membranes differ chemically from bacterial membranes. Many archaea are also adapted to extreme environments, including very hot, salty, or acidic habitats. However, archaea are not limited to extreme environments. They are also common in oceans, soils, and even the human microbiome. The discovery of archaea dramatically changed our understanding of the tree of life because it revealed that prokaryotes are far more evolutionarily diverse than scientists originally realized. Different microbes occupy different ecological niches. A niche refers to the role an organism plays in an environment, including the resources it uses and the conditions it tolerates. Some microbes specialize in breaking down cellulose, others metabolize methane. Some thrive only at high temperatures. Sorry, Some thrive only at high temperatures or high salt concentrations. By specializing in these different resources and conditions, microbes reduce direct competition with one another. This specialization allows many different microbial species to coexist within the same environment. And that diversity increases ecosystem stability because different microbes contribute different functions to the system. In many ecosystems, microbial communities are carrying out thousands of chemical reactions simultaneously. Microbial diversity matters because microbes drive many of the processes that make life on Earth possible. Microbes recycle nutrients, they decompose organic matter, they influence climate through greenhouse gas production and consumption. They support plant growth and soil fertility. They strongly influence human health. Without microbial diversity, ecosystems would collapse. The living world that we see around us depends heavily on the activities of microscopic organisms that most people never even notice. So, although microbes are tiny, their diversity gives them enormous ecological importance. And throughout microbiology, we will continue to see how different microbial traits shape both ecosystems and human life. With that, thanks so much for attending this lecture, and I'll see you at the next one.